Hey, it's your buddy Peace and Harmony with you here today. Focusing in on one of the most common complaints I get about those who have been involved with a narcissist or psychopathic individual is that they have incessant thoughts. They have invasive thoughts. They really can't stop thinking about this person. No matter how hard they try, no matter how many attempts they go at working it out with this person. And no matter how many really sort of tactics that they use to try to fend them off, they really have a situation or a sense that they can't stop thinking about them. They're always concerned about them. They're worried about them. They've got a paranoia, a suspicion, a jealousy, a certain fear of their reactions, where really the attention, even though the narcissist or psychopath has left their life, or has minimal contact in their life, they still have a really tremendous sense of entrapment with this person that they really can't let them go. They constantly feel like they're thinking about them. They wake up in the middle of the night with nightmares or dreams about them. They wake up in the morning thinking about them, dreams of them. It's distracting them through their day. It affects their work. It affects their appetite. They can't exercise. They can't go and get together with friends because they're thinking about them so much. They can't really be with their family without them thinking about them. Part of them is always in the recesses of their mind. And really, what is going on here? What explains this phenomenon? Well, the experience of what they call in the psychological community as incessant thoughts, unwanted thoughts, or might even be perceived or felt as an obsession, really is a derivative of the brainwashing, gaslighting, and the heightened state of ambiguity along coupled with excitement that is really a sort of addicting cocktail that is experienced in the person, the quote-unquote supply, the quote-unquote victim. Even though you're a person, a human being with thoughts, needs, feelings, desires, and all your competencies, we're looking at this dynamic and how this is created and how this experienced, and then really what to do, how to let it go. Realizing that these incessant thoughts, perhaps even your body feels anxiety. Your body still feels aroused by them, even though you're not with them sexually. Especially the psychopathic individuals, they have a tendency to hypersexualize their victim, to get them so aroused that they can never really come down. They use sort of annihilation ways to break down their boundaries so that they're able to trespass their boundaries and violate their boundaries. And they do this with sexuality. They do this with lust at inappropriate times. They do this to keep them in this sort of heightened state, which is really a very insidious state. It's not pleasurable. It's arousal to the point of discomfort. It's arousal to the point of it fogging up and being a distraction to one's feelings. It's arousal to the point where it's experienced almost as a sense of terror or shock. And that is because the psychopath has enabled and utilized very expert manipulation tactics to destroy the boundaries, destroy the internal thought process of that individual, and instead instill very fearful and intimidating thoughts, behaviors, and beliefs into this person so that they're really kind of disconnected from themselves and what is in their best interest. And the narcissist does this as well, and really it's in varying degrees when we look at narcissistic or psychopathic behavior. So if you are experiencing these sort of incessant thoughts where you really just can't quite hang it up with them, it just keeps going. It just keeps going on and on in your mind. You keep replaying the events. You keep replaying, getting together. You replay the things that they said, the things that they did. And it's a complete distraction. And you can't even as much as drive a car without thinking about them. You can't brush your teeth without thinking about them. Take a shower, eating your meal, checking your emails. It's always there. And feeling like if you could just perhaps contact them, this would alleviate all of these symptoms. This is the hallmark, essentially, of an addiction. The narcissist and the very adept and crafty and cunning psychopath will create an addiction which is essentially a narcissistic, neurolinguistic sort of overwhelm of the emotional system, where they utilize the tactics of breaking down your boundaries, violating these, and instilling thoughts and behaviors which are contrary to the behaviors and thoughts which you hold dear and most close to you. So they're enabled to break those down, basically down to nothing. And when they do that, then they instill themselves as the end-all and be-all and the originator of all your identity, your positive feelings, emotions, expressions, your goals, then become intertwined really with their presence in your life. So it becomes, in the beginning, it feels very much like a relationship. It feels very much like what you would interpret as love, infatuation, bliss, the answer to your prayers, Mr. Right, my perfect fling, my perfect adventure companion. So, originally it starts out as this, but yet, what they're really doing is they are manipulating, conning, and exploiting you when they do this. It's a very calculated and insidious behavior. And so they realize that they're getting you basically under their control, and they see it taking place. They know that you're hooked. They know that you're under their fangs, if you will, and that they can basically, it's almost like a puppeteer. So they're able to kind of do this and this, and make you do this, make you do that, move your arms, move your legs. And originally, it feels like, oh wow, I have this sort of euphoric loss of self-control, and I feel oceanic with this person, and we're one, and we're, living this really heightened and lovely experience of, sexuality, or, our lives coming together, and I feel for him and he feels for me. And all this is sort of in this very oceanic, losing of oneself, losing of one's boundaries. But yet, love is not a losing of oneself. And that is what is the whole issue, is that, one essentially does momentarily lose themselves to this person, because that is how they overwhelm, that is how they control, that is how they manipulate, and that is how they exploit for you to basically be absorbed into their tactics. So when you're trying to break free, or as you continue, as they continue in the relationship and they see that you're really, really hooked, excuse me, and they see that you're really like wanting a relationship, they go, oh man, okay, here we go. Relationship is at this point. They're going to be wanting something real from me. They're going to be wanting the goods. They're going to be wanting a little bit more time, more energy, more focus, different activities. We're going to have to step it up. They're going to want to go to the next level. So that's when the devaluing and the discarding starts, because they know that they've basically maxed out their supply with you. And so that's when you see the paranoia, the suspicion, the random people that they're all of a sudden bringing into the relationship, the all of a sudden distraction and texting some other people, the random article of clothing that you happen to find in their car, these random receipts, pictures, tickets. Just these things are almost like planted. And especially in the psychopath, they literally, I swear, have a calling card. I mean, like, hear about these crazy people who constantly do one crazy thing, like they etch their initials into the wall, or they take strange things from various restaurants or offices. They engage in this very signature move that is designed to kind of really mess up with your mind. And it might be them writing one letter over and over. It might be them doing a specific odd behavior. It might be them making a statement to you like, I'm dangerous, or yeah, I've got one of those, or I'm lethal, or they'll make comments, like, I'm gonna haunt you forever, or other strange entities. It's getting really bad. They're gonna make these strange, bizarre statements which are really out of place with maybe what you're doing, but they just will make a statement. And you might think it's cute, it's funny, it's this person, who's madly in love with you, madly infatuated, but yet it's it's brainwashing and gaslighting at its toxic level. It is psychological warfare at its really hideous state. It is the overwhelming of your thought process to the point where it leads to shock, to the point where it leads to post-traumatic stress syndrome, to the point where it leads to complex post-traumatic stress syndrome, where you're doubting your own thought process, you're doubting your own values, you're doubting what you can really get in life, you're doubting basically the core of your self-trust. And from that, you then start in the self-flagellation. Why did I do this? Why did I allow this to happen? Oh my God, I never want to ever experience this again. And so it's going through these thought process where you're biologically, trying to process literally a state of shock. So that's how hideous, that's how serious, that's how profound the manipulation is of these people. It's beyond human, it's cruel, it's insidious, it's hideous. It is a horrible state to be in, but good news is that it does get better. And if you need personal one-on-one consultation, or if you want someone to discuss this with who really gets this, I do. Not many people understand this. They try to minimize it and just be like, oh, it was an affair, or you're just turned on by them, or this is just lust, let it go. Most people do not understand really the effect of how it can overwhelm you. It can wake you up where you have these dreams, very vivid dreams of them, and to the point where your dreams become almost more important than your waking life. And so this is gaslighting. This is your psychological process where they have tried to basically break down your core identity. Strange but true. Where they really try to break that down, because remember, the narcissist and psychopath work to control with the end result of your destruction in mind. A horrible thing to do to another individual. But that is really the end result. They leave a wake of broken relationship in their path. They leave a wake of people who are resigned to post-traumatic stress, all sorts of psychological issues as a result of their hideous brainwashing and gaslighting. Excuse me. So, if you're having these, ongoing thoughts where you're constantly still thinking about them, realize it's just an aftermath. It's a residual effect. It's a residue. It's a habituation going on within your body and your mind that was so caught up and entrapped with them. And realize that it's going to get better. It's going to take time. It's going to take some healing. It's going to take some discipline for you to reconnect with yourself and reconnect with your own identity and comfort yourself on all the sensual levels. Comforting your skin, comforting your skin. I've got a lot of videos on this. I really believe in healing all the senses. Going out, clearing your environment of everything that belongs to them. Really, almost like a roach bomb. You got to go through and throw out this stuff. Throw out the pictures, the text, the emails, the articles of clothing, the gifts, the books, whatever it is that they gave to you, the music. You need to cleanse that out of your environment, because if it's still in your environment, it's still going to trigger you to think about them. So it's going to exasperate and, perpetuate that even more so. And, if you're having this really sort of uncomfortable feeling, realize that you're going to have to really take extra steps to comfort yourself, your skin. You need to get very, very comforting clothing and fabrics. We're talking, going to the fleece, the flannel, the silk, the sort of experiences that are going to reconnect your skin and give you pleasure to your skin. If you've got a teddy bear, you go grab that puppy, or go buy yourself one. I'm not joking. Go and buy yourself a quilt, a new blanket, a down comforter, and a new pillow. Start filling your environment with comforting items. Scented candle. Put 4 or 5 around. You need to get some light and some, really human experiences back in your environment quickly. You need to get healthy food. I know people who have, just downed, you know, a lot of drinks or chocolates to try to, like, you know, deal with the feelings. You know, get healthy food, get soothing food, you know, stew, chili, soup, you know, something healthy, smoothies, something that is easy to digest. You know, keep a regular sleep schedule. Realize that, you know, and get, you know, something positive for your environment, positive art, positive inspirational sayings in your environment that really uplift you and speak to you, and have these around immediately. The recovery journal, using that brain drain in the morning and writing 3 pages longhand to just release some of these, you know, thoughts that are going through your mind. Go on that recovery date. Take yourself out and begin to heal. Get yourself that recovery gift, something that speaks healing to you, and keep it on your body. All these various things, these tools that we talk about, so that you can get more aligned in your own body, mind, and spirit, so you're not living the life of a victim. Peace and harmony with you here today. I hope these videos do help. Please share and please subscribe for more great tools, videos, discussion, and support.